We're getting into episode 10. This is season 2, episode 2 of The Mandalorian. What do you guys think?
I'll let Rob give his, and I'll just
talk. What do you think, Rob?
So yeah, I guess this is. Would you consider this a bottle episode?
A bottle episode,
kind of, or I don't know if that qualifies. Maybe I got the terminology wrong, but anyway, it's one of those episodes that there are more self-contained. There are fewer characters, so you're more focusing on the characters. Like I think John Mark, this is going to be his kind of episode where I think I might be wrong. There were still some good. There was lots of cool references. Everybody was excited about. We're not doing spoilers yet, right?
Oh yeah, we're doing spoilers. If we're talking about the show, we're talking about it.
Spoiler: Kim's Convenience. What's his, I forget his name.
Yeah, that was fucking awesome. That made the show.
He's a rebel pilot in the of the New Republic. So that's congratulations to that guy. He was really. I actually I saw him very briefly. I was with a friend that was a bigger fan. I took a picture of them at Fan Expo. It was pretty cool to see him, and my friend was very excited to meet him. So it's pretty cool. I'm sure he's Canadian, right?
Yeah.
So now there's Canadians joined the New Republic Rebel Alliance. So that's great, and so it's cool to see him. We got to see those the spiders that made appearances in pretty much every video game and every animated series over the last few years. So now that's the first time I've seen them in like a frozen environment.
Sort of this ice arachnophobia kind of scene.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And so it's pretty funny that an arachnophobia scene started off with our favorite character, everybody's favorite character except Jean-Marc, I should say, eating one of the spiders. So we were our heroes are the predators. And the spiders are trying to, protect themselves, obviously. So it's kind of funny.
So I thought the show was pretty good. I thought it was a pretty good episode, but I thought it was very maybe building towards something. You said it's a self-contained episode. That's one of the criticisms that I have about this show is a lot of the episodes are sort of like this monster of the week, self-contained episode. I'm looking forward to when it finally hits its stride and turns into a longer storyline. I feel like I'm watching X-Files. It kind of reminds me of X-Files. The first few seasons were very like monster of the week sort of thing. And then all of a sudden everyone was part of a conspiracy and somehow it connected to the smoking man and whatever. And once they started doing this continuity, continuous building of one consistent storyline, suddenly every storyline was connected. And I'm kind of looking forward to us getting to that in The Mandalorian.
All right.
What do you think, Jean-Marc?
Absolutely hated it. Worst episode I've ever seen in my life. I honestly wanted my 46 minutes back or whatever it was. Here's the issue, and I'm going to give it a pass on this one. You said Monster of the Week. One of our buddies said that too, and I was like, I understand that. I understand they shot it during the beginning of COVID. I understand that. So they didn't have a lot of people they could put into all this stuff. If every week it's going to be this way, the finale better have every single character that he's helped along the way for a better purpose. Now the little guy Yoda eating the eggs, absolutely loved it. I'm like, eat them all. I just want him to just eat them all like he was Peter Griffin or Homer Simpson. I wanted him to eat them all and just watch this poor frog woman just like, oh, I only have one left. Like that's what I wanted to see because like he's an animal.
So we are likely to see the frog. Like this story is going to continue. So we are going to probably see this frog woman in the next episode. And is that a conflict that's going to come to a head where this Baby Yoda is eating her babies and then she has to confront Baby Yoda?
Maybe she kills Baby Yoda. That would make my life.
No, don't say that. You want Baby Yoda to die?
Absolutely. That would be amazing. That would make great television. Could you imagine that at the end of season 2, she turns around and shoots him, and it just fades to black?
People would riot.
But you know what they would do? Buy Disney Plus and watch season number 3. That's what they would do. Oh, absolutely, they would.
We talked about this, right, Jean-Marc? Like this is these are to make toys, right? There's Boba Fett's toy. There's like I know quite a few people who were Baby Yoda for Halloween, even, and
Cool.
and it was pretty popular.
I'm hoping it was your kids and not like large people like us.
Yeah, people weren't. I had to explain to them that I was Baby Yoda and not like the old man with a beard Yoda. So yeah, so I ended up giving it to a kid instead.
There you go.
And she looked really cute in it. But yeah, that's my point, that they're not going to kill Baby Yoda. Obviously, that's not even worth talking about. That's the moneymaker of this whole show. Is even if people aren't watching it, they're buying that Baby Yoda stuff like it's.
Oh, absolutely. No, and I agree with you 100% on that. I know I want Baby Yoda eating eggs, and I would buy that one. Like,
yeah, they'll have it. They will be able to buy one.
I think that Baby Yoda is also, storyline-wise, it's sort of the mystery box of the show, because everybody wants to know, what is Baby Yoda? Is Baby Yoda a clone? Is Baby Yoda the son of Yoda? Is Baby Yoda, like, who is Baby Yoda? Where does Baby Yoda come from? What is Baby Yoda? So I think for that reason, we're going to have to find a lot of answers before we see Baby Yoda killed off in some atrocity that John Mark wants to see happen.
I hope they actually know who he is themselves, because I don't know if they knew who Rey was. Like, I think they had. They left it open and they said, "Well,
we'll figure it out."
Rey could be this person's daughter, or this person's, or that person's, and then somebody came along and like, "How about none of those? We'll just throw a wild like."
So you think you are suspicious that perhaps they don't know who Baby Yoda is? They just put him on as a gimmick, basically. That we'll figure it out along the way.
Yeah, I think so. And it didn't work out well the last time. But they kept their options open, and then they chose the stupidest option possible. Yeah. So I hope they don't do that this time.
I want to give it to them. I hope that they have more sense than that in this one. Well, you don't think so, Jean-Marc? What do you say? I don't think so.
I don't think they have any idea what to do with him at all. They put him in to sell toys, like Rob said. Now he's a beloved character. I said kill him off. You guys freaked out. Like, that's how big he is. So like, what are we going to do with him? We don't know. Do we put him back? Do we have? Is there some type of Yodas everywhere? Is it like a field of Yodas?
Well, that's what we're looking to find out. Is could we find a planet of the Yodas out there?
Is he the last Jedi now for sure? There's no more Jedis. Yeah. Like, there's no more Jedi Masters. He just randomly is born into a Jedi Master. Like, we don't know what's going to happen. Like, are they going to give him to a bunch of Ewoks and just say raise them?
I guess we actually. Technically, the new movies have ruined it, so we know that he doesn't meet Luke. Basically, like, I think Luke would have said something, or there would have been some. I don't know. There's a lot of hurdles and mental hurdles to jump over to make a reason why him and Luke wouldn't have met up. Why him and Ahsoka Tano wouldn't have seen each other. I can't even wrap my head around how the Mandalorian doesn't know that Jedi exist. Like,
well, that's because the universe is so large.
Yeah, I don't buy it.
But they go back to the same fucking planet.
They saw on
they go to Tatooine.
They saw the second Death Star blow up.
Yeah, you're right. It is. YouTube. Yeah, you're right. I tried to give it to them when it's like, oh, it's just such a large universe, but it's like, no, you were on the planet where the Death Star blew up. That was ran by Darth Vader, one of the most powerful Force users. Like, yeah, you're right.
That guy that found Boba Fett's armor didn't know who Boba Fett was, didn't know much about other Mandalorians except that they'd be upset that he has their armor. But he saw the Death Star blow up, and he says, "Yeah, the Death Star, the second one, by the way." So they're not oblivious to the world, and Alderaan isn't near the Outer Rim where Tatooine is, and Tatooine. I mispronounced it again.
That's all right.
They're not near Tatooine at all, so they heard about that. So they were all happy that the Death Star blew up. So they're obviously not fans of the Empire, right? So I don't know. There's some leaps in logic that are happening that I don't fully understand. But like I said, I'm just enjoying the ride.
So one thing. Sorry, go ahead, Jean-Marc.
No, you go ahead, Adam.
I was going to steer us in a different direction.
Yeah, go ahead, because that's what I wanted to do too. So you go ahead.
Well, I was going to say that this episode, I feel like the person that sort of stole the show, and we're going to get into mispronouncing things, is Pelemoto, the crazy aunt, everyone's crazy aunt, the woman that sends sends the Mandalorian out to help out this frog lady. And yeah, I vouch for her. She's only I've only known her for 10 minutes or whatever. She seems like she's sort of stealing the show a little bit on this episode. She's a wacky aunt kind of character.
I didn't find she did steal the show. But
really?
So with that one, I've always liked her because the funny thing is that one spot was an Easter egg for people that watched season 1 and loved it. Mm-hmm. Where he's like, he doesn't like droids. He's like, fix what you can. All of a sudden now he loves droids. What's going on here? Like bring me the little guy. So it was like, oh, I love her. So she came back and she's a character that was like, okay, there's another character. So what this tells me is maybe the next episode, the old characters are going to start coming back again. So we could actually have maybe a final fight. I actually really enjoyed her, I thought.
I thought she was great. I think we're going to see certain characters become like a staple of the show, and some of them are going to be forgotten. But I think that she is one that's going to be probably a larger role in this universe.
Absolutely. Rob?
So sorry, I think I cut out and missed that very last thing.
I just said that I think she's going to come back and be a larger part of the universe and be a part of it.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Like he'll keep at least checking in on her when he's in the area. Maybe I don't know if I don't see a reason why she would leave. She mentioned that she hadn't been outside the walls and she's pretty comfortable there. So she just might be if they're ever passing by. And you know how I mentioned I don't want them to keep going back to that planet. There's so many more interesting planets in the universe that they could still do on like a decent budget. It's really cheap to shoot desert. There's deserts in a lot of places you could go.
It's true.
But it's really expensive to shoot some of those worlds that have like giant plants and huge cities and things like that. So they can make that excuse that they're in the Outer Rim and all the planets are and I don't mind nature and they don't have to be in a big city. But I just I don't know if it makes sense for her to be in it unless they're landing back on Tatooine.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I'm starting to get the sense that Tatooine is going to be a staple of this show.
Well, it kind of is, right? Like when we say like the universe is so big, but if we don't know anything on it, you're not going to throw him on like some other planet and go, where the hell is he now? With no story, you're like, he's on this island. He's on this planet. And all of a sudden you go, wow, I've never heard of this one before. Mm-hmm. So like you're like, oh, we gotta learn a new planet. Oh, okay.
What do you have to learn? This one's ice planet. This one's a desert planet. This one's a forest planet. Because all the the cities and stuff aren't like a big deal. They could just make up a new city that didn't show up on the map like they did in episode 1. Oh yeah, you didn't hear of it because it got blew away by the sand. Oh, it's still there. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of that, and I don't think it matters what planet they're on. They just kind of introduce it really quickly and say the name. If they there's so many planets out there in the actual continuity, so they could almost have the best of both worlds, right? So they could name the planet. All the nerds like me and Adam will love it. You won't have any idea, but all you need to know is they're on a desert. They're in the ocean.
That's all I need to know. Hey, they're on a water planet. Okay, cool.
Can I just say this? I want to see a Mandalorian MMORPG because that's what I see when I watch these episodes. I see this Pelimato as like the character that every time you click on her, she has a new mission for you to go out and do. And today I need you to take this frog lady to another galaxy. And I like the idea of being a Mandalorian, playing a Mandalorian character and upgrading my armor, getting different weapons and getting different. I think that they need to make an MMORPG, open world MMORPG, Mandalorian style.
So Rockstar's got to do it. Don't give me this EA bullshit. I want Rockstar to take advantage of this. That's what I want. If we're going to do it, I want Rockstar to do it.
So anything else you guys want to say about this episode?
I am excited to not see a filler episode again. There was nothing there. So we found out that Yoda is an animal and he likes to eat eggs.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's it. Savage.
He's not savage. He's an animal. Like you guys, he's a lizard. Like I don't understand. Like, and he's doing what lizards do.
Eating eggs.
But like the guy from Kim's Convenience joined the rebellion, and he's an excellent shot. He's a pretty good fighter. He didn't crash. I thought they would have crashed. And you saw him like shoot all those spiders. What else can you ask for, Jean-Marc?
Nothing at all.
Isn't that enough?
No, I want more. I really honestly want
I
more.
want more too, yeah.
I want
But
more.
They're teasing you a little bit, right? So now, now the New Republic is in the picture. Like I mentioned before, what I'm really hoping they're teasing towards. Should I talk about Good, Bad, and the Ugly really quickly?
Sure.
There's a lot of like little hints towards that classic Western, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And this is what people's theory is that the good is the Mandalorian, the bad is going to be Boba Fett, and the ugly is going to be Moff Gideon.
Wow.
What's from the last episode of the first season.
Yeah.
So it's going to be the three of them, all kind of out for their own purpose. They don't really. Moff Gideon doesn't really care. He's pretty much a warlord right now. He's a former Imperial, but the Empire is essentially done at this point in the story. They're kind of hiding, building that rip off of the Death Star for episode 7. So they're basically busy doing that, and Moff Gideon kind of is self-involved. So it would be really cool if it ended, or it had a huge scene just like Good, the Bad, and the Ugly did, where there's they're in the middle of the Civil War. Those three guys, Good, Bad, and Ugly, they don't care about the Civil War. They're just trying to get across a bridge. And I'd love to see that, a giant battle between the remnant of the Imperial remnant, the New Republic, and these three guys just in the middle of it, out for their own game. That would be an awesome final episode of the season.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be. That's awesome. Yeah, you know what? I never thought of it that way. That sounds actually like a pretty badass way to end it.
Like,
Baby Yoda gets shot right at the end, fade to black. I am happy. Dude, I'm so happy. That little
maybe they'll watch this. Maybe they'll watch this and they'll give me a job because it might be better than what they're planning.
They're like, holy shit! That Rob guy knows we have no idea what we're doing with Baby Yoda.
You know what? Though,
let's get him on board to figure it out for us.
Yeah, maybe I won't tell you guys what I think they should do with it because I'm gonna hold out for some time.
That's it. No,
you don't tell us. You don't tell us that you get hired, then you come on the show and you're like, yeah, I think Baby Yoda is going to die in the next episode. I don't know why.